Hello everyone, I'm Craig Unger, the founder and CEO of Hyperproof, and I'm really excited to be with Martin Metz, who's the Global Risk Lead of Accenture, and I'm really excited to talk about our partnership today. For those of you who don't know, Hyperproof is the #1 provider in the GRC space. We focus heavily on compliance operations, automating controls, bringing in your evidence, making your team much more effective in everything related to compliance. We do audit management, we help your organization manage risk as well. And we're really excited to talk through our partnership with Martin today about what really brought our organizations together. So I'm going to turn it over to Martin to introduce himself today and talk a little bit about why Accenture chose Hyperproof to partner.
Thank you, Greg. So Martin Metz, my name. I'm leading cyber risk and regulatory for Accenture. There are different capabilities that fall into that responsibility. It's GRC, it's privacy, it's our political risk advisory business, let's say China de-risking, for example. It is also automated control testing, doing regulatory assessments, as well as also supply chain security, which is super hot right now. And we've been searching for further alternatives to broaden our GRC business, especially on the control testing side. I've been involved in many deals where our control testing approach was too manual, and we could have done more through automation. So we were in the business of actually searching for a control testing automation partner. And while we were discussing with the Hyperproof team and got to know you guys, we realized, holy cow, this is actually quite a nice and neat GRC alternative as well. When you don't want to go the big platform play, you want to go a little bit more nimble than that and fast. We thought, okay, we should potentially explore a partnership.
Yes. And I'll tell you, I'm super excited, Martin, about our partnership. And I think one of the biggest reasons is that over the last couple of years, Hyperproof has been very focused on adding capability, both in the product and also within the company, in order to serve larger and larger enterprises. And so we have been able to onboard some of the world's largest companies into Hyperproof to really support very complex compliance scenarios. And when I challenge the team, I challenge them to really work with a broad range of companies to see what's next. What are the next things we need to do to really lead the industry? And when we met with Accenture, we knew the partnership was going to be wonderful for us. Accenture has its thumb on the pulse of pretty much everything going out there with some of the world's largest enterprises. And when we talked to you guys about the scenarios that you wanted to solve, we thought, hey, those are exactly the ones that are on our roadmap, and so it was a direct hit. So we're super excited to work with Accenture. We think that the scale and scope and reach of Accenture will really help Hyperproof, and we think Hyperproof is really organized in a way to very much support Accenture on its journey, and so very excited to see what this partnership brings.
Yeah, 100%. When you talked about the compliance and how it's getting more and more and more, and that is true from small, medium to large business. When we look at some of our clients who have to meet hundreds and hundreds of different regulations, managing that in a proper, sophisticated and fast, but also nimble way is just not easy. And so the one market trend that I'm seeing that is pushing solutions like that to all enterprises is, of course, compliance and regulation, where a harmonized approach to control testing and management of compliance makes a lot of sense. The second big trend that I want to manage is you can only throw that many bodies at a problem. And that is true for all security domains. Today, I think I read somewhere here, there are 3 million open roles now in security. I think that's not true. I think organizations are extremely inefficient in how they do things. When I have 500 people just managing my third-party risk management program, that doesn't mean I should do it like that. And it's the same with vast, overcomplicated GRC programs, where I think doing it in a different way, harmonizing your compliance requirements, test one, satisfy many truly, and also automate your control testing is going to drive down a lot of that team capacity gap that we have across all our client base.
Martin, it's one of the reasons we founded Hyperproof. I mean, we saw that the set of regulatory requirements was just growing and growing, and these organizations that are really well-meaning, working super hard, didn't really have the ability to keep growing the number of personnel with it. And so with Hyperproof, we've added in a wide range of different frameworks, and really the focus is on automating the controls so that you can do more of the work during the year, and not have to just wait till the audit is here and prepare everything for the audit. So we think that also takes the workload and actually separates it out over the course of the year. So recently we actually passed more than 100 frameworks in Hyperproof, and they're all automated. They're also all crosswalked, so that as teams grow and they use one framework, they can actually move on to using others. And so we think together we're going to be able to grow the Accenture practice with Hyperproof and certainly serve large enterprises together, and we're really excited.
It's long overdue to have a solution like that. And when I can tell this one quick story real quick, I did an assessment for a very large bank in the US, and I remember exactly it was in April that year. fiscal year starts in January for this bank. And I was doing the network security assessment, and I was talking to the people globally that were assigned to network security. And those people answer every attestation, certification, and audit request that comes in on network security. When I met with that person in April, I was the 22nd assessor in that year, in that fiscal year.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine how often we are asking or forcing organizations to ask and go and prove the same exact questions?
Exactly.
It makes zero sense.
Hey, the reuse is crucial, and also some of the advanced procedures that you guys have put in place to actually be very efficient in assessing customers is going to be tremendous. So really, really looking forward to that. As the last bit, is there, one of the capabilities in Hyperproof is moving from assessments to remediations all the way up to like managed compliance. And that's really helpful towards what you're saying, Martin, because it allows you to actually stand alongside the customer all throughout the course of the year instead of just presenting yourself for an assessment. And I was wondering, is there anything you want to share on Accenture and its view on moving customers up to a more managed offering?
I think, so first off, I think in security, historically, you have seen managed security being a synonym to managed SOC. And that is a trend that has been changing in the last years.
Good point.
Significantly. In the last years, we're seeing managed identity, managed data, managed cloud. I think there's less and less of the kind of security business, consulting business, where you write a cloud security strategy. No, instead, large clients are asking for 100 people to help them actually implement and run it as a service. One of those big domains that I see shifting, especially since, I would say, 2022 to 2023, is a growing demand in managed GRC. Help us run all these assessments, all these audits. Help us keep our control framework on par with the latest regulation that we've been asked upon. Help us automate more and more controls, consequently to increase our efficiency, but do it as a service. We see that more and more, and we are building our capability, especially on Hyperproof, to meet that managed service demand.
Well, I can just tell you that we are super excited by what you guys are doing. I really do feel you're leading the industry towards managed compliance. It's a vision that we've had for a while. It's awesome to be able to partner with you to bring it to life. And I can say for whoever's watching, there's no organization that's better, more capable and better prepared to bring you that future than Accenture. So very, very excited, Martin. Congratulations on what you're doing, and I'm looking forward to a really wonderful partnership over the years. Thank you for being here with me.
Thank you, Greg. The reason we chose Hyperproof were threefold. Literally, it's timing, it's team, and solution. The timing is great because we have the shift in the market to managed service. Your team is fantastic. I don't know what your secret is to hiring, but throughout the board, from marketing to sales channel to engineering to product, you have a fantastic team.
Thank you, Martin.
And the solution is top notch, and we are putting a lot of weight behind it.
Thank you, Martin. That means a lot coming from you and from your team, so thanks very much. Looking forward to doing more of these interviews and going forth together. Thanks very much for being here. Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks.